Hey y'all, today we're making a collage from a magazine I saved from the trash, paper scraps, and some of my favorite printable pieces. If you've ever wanted to try magazine collage art, this is such an easy place to start. This messy layered stage is actually one of my favorite parts because it feels experimental and it gets me past that blank slate feeling of not knowing where to begin. I start with something that gives me a little spark of creativity, like the cover image on the magazine, and see where it takes me. I ended up in a very different place at the end of this collage than I originally intended, and I actually like it better, honestly. So I like to put a few pieces down and just kind of decide basically where I want things. And then it's sometimes hard not to get too precious about it if I have a little piece that I think looks really cool. But it's also a practice in kind of letting go and just seeing where the process takes you. So, a friend of mine and her husband run a business buying abandoned storage units and reselling the stuff that's worth it. And they find lots of old magazines and papers. And that's where I got this magazine. So, whenever they have something they're going to throw away, she kind of brings it over and sees if I want it. And my recent haul was quite the collection. It had everything ranging from High Times to Nat Geo magazines about JFK, um, conspiracy theories, classic horror movies, the Beatles, the Civil War. Like it was quite the collection. And it is a treasure trove of fodder and just way more than I can use. So I'm in the process of deciding what I can part with, and the rest is going to the mystery boxes in my shop. So, something I've learned after lots of mistakes and frustration is to lay things out as I go and plan ahead as much as my creativity wants me to just go with it. I have learned that I really need to just slow myself down and think about it for a minute. And it's something I've learned from being a parent too, of watching my daughter get so frustrated when she gets excited about a project. And then in the end, she's like, that's not at all what I envisioned. And I'm like, well, yeah, you have to plan. And I've really tried to take that to heart for myself too, of like, you need to plan a little bit. So, for example, the lady in the red sweater, I was having kind of a hard time with her and I was feeling a little bit, I don't know, lost. And then it started to thunder, and my little doggy, who you'll hear or see in just a second here, um, came and poked her nose up and tried to sit in my lap. And she's about 45 pounds, so that was not working. So I took a break, and I went and sat with her for a minute before I had to go pick the kiddo up and found the quote that I'm going to use. I was just poking around on Facebook and it really spoke to me. And then I had to go pick my daughter up. And, I had one of those like driving moments, kind of like the shower moments, where I was like, oh, I know what I want to do. I have all of this really cool pattern paper that I printed out from one of my collections sitting on my desk. And it is all from the same set that is color coordinated. So I decided on this one and then started looking through what I had around just for scraps and stuff. And I'm really happy with the way she turned out. And these circles that I'm putting in her eyes, I bought this set of uh, like round hole punches a while ago. And I was like, man, do I need these? Like, I really wanted them for a long time. And I use them all the time. I use them like almost every other project. And this little scrap over here on the right that I put down first, I have had that little piece of napkin floating around my studio for months, and I could not stand apart with it. And I was so excited to find somewhere to put it. So I was just really happy with the way that she came together and her transformation from what she originally looked like and to what she looked like at the end. And I had just a lot of fun doing this. It was kind of like playing paper dolls, added some embellishments at the end that you'll see just here in a minute. I got out my acrylic paints. I just recently bought some new paintbrushes. They're not fancy paintbrushes, but all of my paintbrushes seem to have disappeared. So now I have paintbrushes again. And I just wanted to, I don't know, give these flowers a little bit more depth. One of the nice things about using matte medium when you're doing these, which is what I've been using for my glue, is that you can then go on top of it. It's kind of like a gesso. And then I went back in with my recently unearthed Derwent watercolor pencils that I really, really love. And I just had misplaced them, I think, when we moved. And they work really well, especially with this like wet on, or I guess dry on wet, wetting the paper and then putting the colored pencil down. I really like them to add in shadows and depth. And then putting down this quote, really, I felt like it pulled it together. So one of the things I was struggling with too is I have this kind of empty space over here. And I was like, what am I going to put there? And then when I found this quote, failure is a bruise, not a tattoo, I was like, that needs to go in my I really love that quote. It's a John Sinclair quote. It's something that I think about a lot of like failure isn't failure, right? It's just a step in a direction that you want to go in, and it does not define you. It should be a learning experience. And as much failure as I've experienced in my 47 years, and I'm sure I will experience more, it has always ended up as something that creates some personal growth for me.
Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I really hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you did, would you hit the like button to let me know that you do like it so that I can make more content like this? And check out the description for lots of cool links. And if you like this video, check out the next video that uses a lot of the same supplies and printables that I used in this video, where we make a really cute flower vase. I'll see you next time. Bye.